Welcome back to They Did What, your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today we're doing an update, or part 2 to the story I did earlier in the week, which is titled, Good Husband Boots Out Crying Wife, Goes Full Grey Rock After Her iPhone Revealed You-Know-What. And guys, as a recap, that's about the guy. He's been married for 3 years, I believe, together with his wife 14. They have a 5-year-old daughter, and recently found out through her phone that she was up to no good with a coworker. Total sleazeball co-worker. He confronted her, and of course the waterworks, and the crying and begging and pleading. But this guy, even though he loves her, or loves who he thought she was, he's not having it. And first he boots her out of the bedroom, and she's crying on the couch and all that, but eventually kicks her out. And goes full Grey Rock. She messages him all the time, I love you, I'm sorry. Nope, he's ignoring her. And goes straight to the lawyer. And as you recall through several updates in the first story, got on video. His lawyer is very persistent on video from other businesses where he caught her on video at a hotel where she met the lover. Caught her going in, going out, the whole thing was pretty darn impressive. And he's done with her. Well, here we are with the update. And this update in particular shows two things. One, why when you made the decision that you're going to get a divorce, and I think anybody here divorce can back this up. If it's your idea as a guy, it's best once you make that decision and she's served that no longer you deal with her personally. You have your lawyer deal with her, because if not, and you still interact with her, the odds are she doesn't want to get divorced. She could do every tactic possible to manipulate you, pull at your heart, your feelings, all that, the waterworks, the drama, the begging, the pleading, and it could derail you when you know what you got to do is the right course. And you're going to see here the crap she pulls, and you're also going to see just the lengths that they go to pull this off and how close it can be. And of course, last but not least, it's a roller coaster. You can't be with somebody 14 years and have a kid with them, and it is his kid, and just overnight like that, it'd be gone. It's going to be a roller coaster for most people here. So this is a really important update here. But don't worry, there are a few moments when he has moments of weakness, but he's still staying the course. And again, guys, I've been saying for the last couple weeks, come join me on Patreon or Locals. Join your fellow scumbags and sleazeballs over there. You can join as a free member or paid subscriber, and you can see all the good stuff I have over there, exclusive content, commentary, videos before they're released here, lots of good stuff. Come check it out. So he continues his saga, says here, today I feel like I've lost a little progress I've made. I don't trust my own judgment. This is why you don't talk to your wife when you're divorcing her. The thing is, I gathered the documents my lawyer asked me for. Unfortunately, I don't need her signature to start the divorce. Only my own will and a separation agreement. Currently, my lawyer is drafting these documents. I told him that I would speak with my wife first to figure out how to divide custody and assets. Even though this is her fault, I want it to be as fair as possible. And I think that's where my mistake lies. Yes, dude. Once she realizes it's over, she ain't going to be fair as possible. How many wives out there, ex-wives, are as fair as possible with their husbands? So many guys say this. They just want to be reasonable and fair and amicable. Well, we know what happens when they try that, at least most of the time. So I send her a message and it doesn't go through. I call her and it goes straight to voicemail. I call her parents' house and my father-in-law answers. I don't remember the exact words, but basically he told me that my wife barely leaves her room, and we end up agreeing that the two of them would look after my daughter so they could leave the house empty and we could talk. Smack! What's the saying? The road to hell is paved with good intentions? Well, watch what happens when he meets with the wife. Well, that brings us today. I had rehearsed what I was going to say to her and the points we were going to clarify. I welcomed my in-laws at the house and drove over there. I parked a few houses away just to review what I was going to say. I thought I was ready, but it turned out I was not. The house was silent except for the sound of the TV in my wife's room. I approached the door and opened it, only to see the disaster it had become. It looked like a messy child's room. She was in bed, in her pajamas, curled up. She wasn't even watching TV. She didn't even react when I opened the door. She was just there in the fetal position. Then I called her name, and that's when she actually reacted. So there she is, all pathetic, laying in bed, curled up in the ball, like a fetal position. Got her PJs on, everything like put on the big show here. Obviously she's not doing too well, but that's her own doing. What do you want to bet that before he got there, she was normal clothes, saw him get there and quick put on the PJs and curl up in the bed, whipped up some waterworks. I know I'm cynical, but I've been doing this too long. She lifted her head and jumped out of bed to run to my legs. She dropped to the floor and hugged me with such urgency that if I hadn't grabbed the door frame, she probably would have knocked me down. Oh, for goodness sake. And it was right then that my entire plan and my rehearsed words went down the drain. That was on purpose to distract you. She started crying, soaking my pants with her tears and probably snot. She began to speak in a rushed, frantic way, repeating words and forgetting to breathe at times. So in other words, she's going full Tusken Raider. That shit. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch Star Wars and see what happens when Luke meets the Tusken Raiders. She would say, "Please forgive me. I wasn't thinking. I can fix this if you let me. I'm an idiot. I love you so much. I can't lose you. Please don't leave me." Mixed in with some Tusken Raider. It might have lasted about 30 seconds, but it felt like an eternity. I don't know what happened to me, but I couldn't stand seeing her like that. Smack! That's on purpose. She's manipulating you. Because lying there, I saw the woman who used to move my world just by smiling. My best friend, the one who had 14 years, was my refuge. The one I used to pamper almost as much as my daughter whenever she got sick. I knelt down and hugged her, trying to comfort her. Smack! That's what she wanted. She's probably smiling like Emperor Palpatine when he's not looking. She cried a whole while longer. Well, yeah, she does this working. And I didn't even notice when we end up lying down on the bed. Smack! I would have put it past her to try to put the moves on him. Obviously, the snot coming out of her nose wouldn't be too attractive, but next thing you know, her head's bobbing up and down somewhere. Well, we talked a lot, but not what I planned to talk about. Yes, that's on purpose, brother. She told me she was fired for missing too many days of work and for getting involved with someone in a lower position than hers. She hasn't even charged her phone since she realized I didn't plan on writing to her. Her dad tries to be respectful, but she knows he's disappointed, and her mother straight up isn't speaking to her. Well, this wouldn't have happened if she didn't do what she did. And it's not like it was one time. You all recall this has been going on, at least the evidence of the verbal part of it and the texting and emailing and all that for months. I'm sure there's a lot more going on. For my part, I told her about the STD test, the paternity test, and how a lawyer was drafting a divorce document. She only cried harder and asked if she had really ruined things that badly. If I truly didn't want her in my life anymore, and I didn't answer. You see, she's ratcheting up the waterworks and the drama. I know my female subscribers are like, yeah, that's what they do. That's what we do. In the end, we end up crying together, holding each other in her bed. Smack! Dude, stay strong. You should have walked. And don't get me wrong, guys. I mean, again, he's with her for 14 years. The mother of his kid, this is in fact his kid, he had the test done. He loved her all this time. It's going to be a roller coaster. You see why you should have your lawyers deal with the wife during this shit? Well, the bed reeked of her not showering in days and cigarette smoke. She begged me again not to go through the divorce and told me she was so sorry. I was on the verge of calling my lawyer and canceling everything. Smack! Snap out of it, dude. She's casting a spell. I was about to tell her that I still want to stay married to her. That's what she wanted, brother. What do you think she would do to you if you stayed with her? Do the same shit in a year. You know it. Fortunately, I held back. There you go. I told her that I didn't think I was capable of trusting or forgiving her right now, and maybe never. I told her that she destroyed our family and that I didn't know if this is even fixable. Good for you. Watch this. Can you all guess what's going to happen now? Place your bets. Well, she let out this horrible scream that I've ever heard in my life and clung to me while crying and babbling. I'm hearing the T-Rex from Jurassic Park right now. I just rubbed her back the whole time until she fell asleep. Yeah, she's like, bitch, I'm out of here. At that moment, I decided I had nothing left to do there, and I went back home. My in-laws were just sitting at the table. The little girl had already gone to bed. I really was out of there for quite a while. I poured them some coffee and gave them a summary of what happened. My mother-in-law tried to comfort me, and my father-in-law just stayed silent. Yeah, he's shaking his head like, where did I go wrong? When they left, I went to my daughter's room just to wish her good night. And at that moment, I started to cry. Because now this girl, my girl, is going to be in a broken home. There'll be days when I can't kiss her forehead goodnight, and there'll be days when I won't see her. I realize how much she looks like her mom, and it only makes me feel even worse because just a few weeks ago, I had my family in the same house. It's not your fault, man. This is the wife who caused this big problem. And it's a shame for the daughter, but does this wife sound like she's in any position to be able to be a mother to that little girl right now? No, not at all. Well, today I realized something I don't know how to handle in the future. I still love her more than I should, and I feel like I put my plans at risk because I turned out to be much more emotional than I thought. I didn't even do what I was supposed to do. I have so much anxiety about calling her, about telling her at least that I miss her. I want to call my lawyer and tell him that I'm not getting divorced anymore to cancel everything. Don't worry, he's not. I'm deeply ashamed. Ashamed because I comforted her, because despite the damage she did, it still hurts me to see her cry. Ashamed because I broke down in front of her, because my decision, which I believe was firm, shakes with just one afternoon of hugs and tears. That's her intention, brother. She's doing it on purpose. It's like how many times do you see little kids, well, maybe back in the day when they had toy stores. Never in my life have I been to Toys R Us where you didn't see one kid having a tantrum because mom and dad wasn't buying them all the toys they wanted. And sometimes the tantrum resulted in the parents buying it just to shut them up. Something similar here. Shame because I don't know which path to take, even when one of them leads me into the arms of the person who lied to me, who clearly doesn't feel and will never feel what I came to feel for her. I'm not going to talk to her anymore. There you go, dude. Even if it kills me not to. Even if I want to hear her voice. I will only have contact with her through my lawyer. There you go. If I had known this would happen, I would have never gotten married. I completely regret it. Well, what's done is done there. But you got your daughter out of it, thank the Lord. But going forward, and you can see here, guys, my point here, have the lawyer. If you're as the man is initiating the divorce, and most of the time the wife is initiating the divorce, and she doesn't want it, have the lawyer do all the communication. So going forward, when he's talking about the terms of the divorce and everything, have his lawyer do it. Don't repeat this, because she's going to try it again. Except she's going to, you think she was throwing a meltdown, but now it's going to be even worse in the future. And this is what they do, guys. So I thought this update here is not super exciting, but it does show you what happens, the process. We're all here to learn and be entertained. And so we'll be seeing an update pretty soon. Now for some comments here. By the way, allergies are going haywire today. The Sahara dust is coming from Africa, and it's all messing up with the weather here, and I'm stuffed up, and I had to take all this Dayquil before I filmed the video here, so I'm doing my best. I appreciate that. And not to mention it's hot as mother effer out here. So some comments here. One guy says, you did the right thing. We're only human, and we can't control our emotions all the time. She's the mother of your kid and someone you loved and you thought you knew for 14 years. Don't blame yourself for what's happening to her. That's the result of her own choices. And don't blame yourself for comforting her either. After loving somebody for so many years, it's a completely understandable reaction. Yeah, but still, she did this on purpose. I strongly recommend talking to her parents and asking them to help her through this. Your child still needs you to become a functioning parent. She needs to start therapy as soon as possible, and her family should keep a close eye on her. From what you describe, she may be in danger to herself. As for you, I think you're handling this quite well. If speaking to her is damaging your mental health, it's okay to keep your distance. Keep showing up for your child. That's the most important thing you can do. Take it one day at a time. Correct. One day at a time. Just get through that day, on to the next one, and be there for your kid. Even when there are days you think it's hopeless, got to get out of bed and keep on rolling. Another one, this guy says, dude, this will sound crass, but if you take her back, you're taking back a lesser person. She got fired for because you'll be supporting the whole family. She may never get another job in that industry as folks talk. Lastly, if you cave, she'll know forever that no matter what she does, you'll take her back if she cries enough. She will not respect you either. I don't believe women who cheat in that way respect guys who take them back. No, I've done too many of these things, guys, and I've lived long enough to see this tragedy play out. He takes them back. She knows, okay, I put enough waterworks on, he'll always fall for it. And the same crap will happen down the road. You guys been watching me for a long time. How many of you seen this? In countless stories, not just on this channel, but on all three of my channels. And there's other comments, but you get the gist of the whole thing. So, anyhow, guys, that's the type of thing that can happen. Have your lawyer do the communicating for you and pray for the best. And so I'm sure there's going to be more updates here. We can all have, think positive thoughts for our guy here. Alright guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.